I just met this friend of mine a little bit ago, and we're going to have him on the show every Monday from here on out. We're going to do a fun little SGP thing, but I was so pissed off yesterday that I didn't get to messaging him and planning this. So we're just going to talk Monday Night Football props. Let's bring him on. Jared Block from over at Trinity Analytics. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ariel. My team was victorious week 1, upsetting the Lions, so that felt really good. Sorry to hear about everything
I
that
did
went
have the
down for you.
Packers, so I am happy about that.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on today. Maybe not under the circumstances, given I hate both of these teams playing, but I'm certainly optimistic to talk about them.
It's going to be a tough game because I was trying to handicap it, and essentially you're guessing because we don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to look like under center yet in Minnesota. We do know that the Bears are terrible against the run, which is kind of the approach I'm taking. How are you breaking down this game with a quarterback we've never seen at this level?
Right, and we barely saw him in preseason too, so we're coming in rather blind to this. And we also know that they're down Jordan Addison, which doesn't help. And we have another running back in the mix with Aaron Jones, in Jordan Mason here as well. So lots of moving parts. We do know though that McCarthy does take care of the ball. We have a decent, maybe not great offensive line situation here for Minnesota. I do think that the weapons certainly help the situation. I do want to make sure that left tackle Christian Darrisaw is actually in for this game. He's questionable. We'll find out if he's playing in about an hour here. That would obviously help the McCarthy situation. I think that this one is rather tricky. Looking at player props, I do like the spot for the safety blanket and TJ Hawkinson. We know that the Bears have been decently good against wide receivers, but to your point, they did not play well against the run last season. And we know that the Bears have given up a lot of the fantasy points to the tight end position. So I do expect that Hawkinson should be the second most targeted receiver tonight. He's done well against the Bears historically, and I do think that spot sets up nicely. In terms of what McCarthy is expected to do, I don't have much of a say in this other than to just throw my hands up and see how it goes tonight. I worry about, from a fantasy perspective, season long, how if we can trust more than just Jefferson and Hawkinson to get the job done. We don't really know how many receivers that can be supported in the situation until we see it.
How do you see that backfield working? Because now in Minnesota, you've got two different running backs that we could kind of focus on. And obviously, Aaron Jones is your main contributor. He's your veteran. His prop was a little low today, which I kind of liked. But Jordan Mason coming over as well, not necessarily an RB1, but could help in aging Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones did clear 70 scrimmage yards in 7 of 9 road games last season, which is a positive. Though I do worry quite a bit about what this looks like week over week, because the Vikings were one of the worst teams in the league in converting rushing scores last year, and they brought in this specific running back in Jordan Mason to be the guy that gets the ball over the goal line. He's much bigger in frame than Jones is. He's in a spot where I think that he could probably take third and short situations and be the guy that goes and gets the touchdowns and vultures Aaron Jones, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't want to draft Jones in season long this year. I do think Jones should be the passing back and handles all that side of things. And obviously, he has more experience in the system with 1 year under his belt compared to Mason, who's just coming in here. But I think this is a spot where I'd be really scared to have full trust in Aaron Jones, and specifically those anytime touchdown odds go down a lot, considering what I do think Mason could provide. So it's kind of where I'm going right now with this. I do think Mason is a decent get ahead of the field, and he's in touchdown bet today.
By the way, everybody, Jared likes to use props.cash as well. We're both props.cash people, which is why I kind of met him that way, because of props.cash. So remember the giveaway, everybody. You guys get 50% off for the first month of football season if you use promo code PropQueen. So go sign up, and then you could win a free jersey, because obviously we know that Shawn Michael wants to try to win a free jersey. Okay, Jared, you sent me this. Chicago Bears in an SGP, DJ Moore, 30 or more yards. Why?
Well, I think this is a spot where I'm very, very interested in DJ Moore overall. He did really well in this matchup last season. We now know that Keenan Allen is in LA again, and while I think that Rome Odunze takes the step forward, I do think this is Moore's role. This is his spot to go off, and he thrives in primetime historically. So I do like the matchup a lot. We all know that Ben Johnson's system is very, very dependent on a wide receiver one. So if we think that the Amon-Ra St. Brown role goes to DJ Moore like I do, this could be a monster start to his season in a really, really good matchup. Caleb Williams has also handled the blitz from Brian Flores very well. So this isn't really a direct translation, but the 4 times that Ben Johnson has taken on Brian Flores' defense, the Lions put up 30 points in all 4 of those games the past 2 seasons. So I don't think we can necessarily say that that translates directly to Chicago tonight because it's a completely different system and offense and personnel. But I think that the Bears, I'd be willing to say that they will be the better team, the better coached team, the better well set up team. And I just don't really want to bet on a rookie quarterback making his first overall game in prime time on the road. So I'm going with the Chicago Bears to win, and I'm going with them to cover the spread to it +1.5.
Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. Now we've seen him for a season, underwhelming, but getting a Vikings defense that up front they're scary. Secondary, I guess you can challenge it a bit more, and that's kind of where I would look if I was, everyone will laugh at me saying if I was the coach, but if you look at the stats last year, the secondary is way more vulnerable than their pass rush. How would you look to like anything Caleb Williams tonight?
Yeah, Williams, like I said, should be in a spot where the Ben Johnson knows how to exploit this situation. And in the 2 games that Caleb Williams played against the Vikings last season, he was pressured upwards of over 45% of those snaps. So they dialed up the blitz against Williams, and he handled it well. He had no turnovers against the Vikings last season, which was a promising sign heading into this season. He also ran for 30 plus yards in 6 of Chicago's last 7 home games the back half of the year. So like there's definitely dual threat ability here, and he seems to be handling the blitz that obviously the Vikings do at the top clip in the NFL. So I think if that plays out a third time, we certainly could see that be a huge step up. And that's why I think that the DJ Moore stuff and the Roman Dunze stuff really, really works in his favor. So if the Vikings can't establish and put pressure on Williams, then I think he's going to have a lot of success in the secondary.
Before I let you go, we've got one question from the audience. Dottie Dotson wants to know thoughts on Swift 3 or more receptions.
I love it a lot. We have seen, again, maybe not direct translations, but we've seen a lot of running back success from a Ben Johnson system the past several years. You look at David Montgomery's touchdowns, you look at Jamal Williams' touchdowns from a few seasons ago, and specifically for that question, you can not really directly copy paste, but I do think it's pretty close to what Jahmyr Gibbs can produce in the passing game in terms of the amount of plays and reps called and first reads in the passing game. So I do think that we're going to see a lot of receiving success for DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, that's probably the only side of the ball that he could have success on tonight. At least I hope, and I'll talk about it why. Prop Queen Edges. But Jared Block will have you on every Monday throughout football season. Trinity Analytics, you can catch him over there. And of course, props.cash.